I've been waiting for this beef to pop off between Louis J. Gomez and Opie Radio. The spick versus the tits. So to give you some backstory on this little feud they've been having here, apparently Opie confronted Louis J. Gomez in real life, I guess just like walking down the sidewalk, about like talking behind Opie's back or something. Louis J. Gomez said this on a podcast. Opie confirmed it. So today, Louis is doing a Reddit AMA, and he's answering a bunch of questions on Twitter. And someone asked if he was going to go on Opie's podcast, and Louis J. Gomez responded, "I don't think he'd have me on. His eye for talent is slipping," at Opie Radio. Little shot there. I think that, honestly, like, isn't that more of a shot at the Mad Cuban? We got some Spanish on Spanish crime. Someone's going to get stabbed. Opie responds, "This is why I have no desire to have you on. This is a garbage tweet. Be better." Oh, shit. Oh, it goes on from here. And so he took a little shot at Opie. Opie responded. And then this guy puts, "Big J is hilarious. Dave Smith sucks. Yeah, somehow Louis finds a way to be even less funnier than Dave. Louis J. Gomez is the weak link." Oh, shit. And then Opie puts, "I like Big J, and he was hilarious on my show. Don't know anything about Dave Smith. What bothers me about Louis was that he was always cool and respectful towards me and my family when he saw me, but behind my back talked shit, because I guess it was the thing to do." Oh, shit. They're basically saying, you know, during that whole period when everyone was trashing Opie and Opie wasn't saying anything, then Opie started trashing back and they all shut the fuck up. Like, that whole period of time, so. And then Thomas says, "Please don't go down this road. I'm a huge fan of both, but hash it out. Come on, fellas." Then Opie goes, "There's no issue here. I honestly don't know much about Legion of Skanks, but do know they do well." So, I mean, that's an interesting point, I guess. Do they do well? Really? I guess so. They do that Skank Fest thing. And then he says, this guy, Mike Schmitz, puts, "I will say he called you a real ass dude," talking about when you ran into him on the street. He seemed respectful, at least at that point. Then Opie puts, "True, told him I didn't understand where he was coming from. He's always been really nice to me in person, but talk shit behind my back. To his credit, he said it was because I didn't have him on and that people said I didn't want him on. That wasn't true. He should have been on." And then this guy goes, "Opie, Louis J. is joking. He was just giving you respect on Joe Rogan this week." And then Opie goes, "Well, that's good to hear." So that was Opie's side of it. But Louis J. Gomez, he continued to tweet as well. And he tried doing a little justification. So he does that tweet. Yeah, I noticed he changed his thing. Stupid Louis, which you dumb Puerto Rican. Give me your real ass questions. Ugh, enough of the real ass thing. We got it, dude. It's not your. I know it's like your tagline, but it stinks. Like right here, real ass tweet of the day. Stop doing that. I hate that real ass thing so much. All right, so Louis then responds to Opie tweeting at him and goes, "There he is." And then this guy goes, "What did Louis J. Gomez say that was bad, Ope? He just said you're making a mistake by not having him on, which is more of a way saying that he deserves to be on your show than an insult to you. Get it together." And then Louis goes, "You nailed it. He saw the words eye for talent and got self-conscious. I have no actual beef with him, but he's very insecure. His loss." Now, that could be his statement, but I mean, And then he goes on. This guy asked, what is your guy's favorite Opie radio line or quip of all time? And then he puts, on today's show, we have Patrice O'Neal. That was Opie's best line. I'm not going to completely agree with Lewis there, mainly because, I mean, come on, dude. That was his shot. I mean, and by the way, how butthurt are you to get onto the Opie podcast? I mean, you just did Joe Rogan. You're good, dude. Like, you just did Rogan. You're good. But that was sort of a shot, though, when he said he didn't have the eye for it. And, and then Opie finished with this one last thing. He said, okay, gang, gotta go. Make sure to get today's episode of the Opie Radio podcast with the very talented Billy Corbin and birthday boy Carl Ruiz. Or wherever you get your podcast, at Louis J. Gomez. We'll figure out something soon. Peace. So I guess Opie's going to have him on his show now? I don't know, but I mean, let's not shit a shitter here. That was a shot Louis J. Gomez was taking at Opie. And Opie responded. I do think now, after all the built-up suspense of the Spick versus the Tits, that it would be an interesting podcast. Especially the stuff they'll talk about. Because I noticed on Joe Rogan, Lewis got a little bit honest about Anthony, basically saying he needs to calm down with the race things, saying it's completely stupid to be behind a paywall. I completely agree with him on that accord. And that is one of the reasons I believe he left. He took Legion of Skanks and left Compound Media. So, I mean, this whole situation with Lewis tweeting at Opie tweeting back. I hope they do get together and do a podcast. Opie said they'll figure it out. I think it would be interesting. Or just keep battling on Twitter. That's fun too. But, like I said, the person who should be the most mad is friggin' Carl Ruiz. Because Louis J. Gomez says Opie doesn't have an eye for talent and he's on the podcast every week. That's a shot at you. Yeah, how do you like that? You fat Cuban drunk. Oh my God. Every day on Twitter, he is in a restaurant with a beer and a burger in his hand. Jeez. He calls it Ruizing, do you? Is that what you call it? I call it dying. I call it depression. Yeah, don't worry. I feel you though. Carl Ruiz. Oh, my God. Carl Ruiz looks like when Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, like he saw the picture of Carl Ruiz in his head. Carl Ruiz is Cuban, for Christ's sake. Ruiz, I'm Ruizing. Are you? But, so that would be a great podcast. I think Louis J. Gomez, I think Opie should have him on. Although I guarantee you, Louis J. Gomez is the type of person to do all this, and then Opie finally invites him on, and he goes, nah, I'm good. And then go on Twitter and be like, man, I was real ass. I hate that. I hate that little tagline. Like, that's his thing. What's your real ass question of the week? Ugh. Although, during his Reddit AMA, he said, someone asked him if Brother Joseph had only just said for sure. That was pretty funny. But I mean, I don't know if they're going to continue. I think that pretty much ended it because Opie was like, I got to go. Although, it seems like Lewis was still taking shots after Opie was like, we'll work this out or something. But hopefully he goes on. We have a good podcast. Maybe Anthony gets a good trashing on it. I don't know. Because then Opie, because I bet Lewis would be asking him a bunch of questions and his perspective of things. And you'd be able to get Opie's point of view. So maybe that would be interesting. I don't really know, but... And where would they do it? Ugh. I know Opie'd be like, meet me at Get Pards. We'll meet at the bar, play some pool, we'll do a podcast. At least have Lewis... wait. I was about to say, at least have Lewis in the studio. I don't know if Louis J. Gomez is worth the studio, though. He might only be bar podcast ready. I'm not too sure, but so that was Louis J. Gomez versus Opie Radio.